The government is scrapping a major barrier for refugees from Africa and the Middle East to resettle in New Zealand that's long been touted as racist by migrant advocates. The policy ruled that people from certain countries had to already have family living in New Zealand before making the move. Today, Immigration Minister Iain Lees-Galloway confirmed he's ditching the policy. Political reporter Charlie Dreaver was in Palmerston North and filed this report.
New Zealand National Refugee Association Treasurer Jean-Christophe Masimba came to New Zealand from the Republic of Congo. He was working for the president when war broke out.
When we left our country, it's not... we don't have choice. No time to think, just to save and to go out. So just to remain in life.
Under the old policy, refugees from Africa and the Middle East were theoretically given 14% each of the total refugee quota. But Iain Lees-Galloway says in practice it was nowhere near that.
In the 2017-18 year, the Middle East allocation was in fact only 1.2% and the Africa allocation was only 5.3%. That is because of the impact of the current requirement of a family link for people from Africa and the Middle East.
Iain Lees-Galloway says the old policy, introduced by National a decade ago, wasn't serving the country's interests, and now the allocation for the two regions will be 15%.
We want to be a good international citizen. We want to prioritise the people who have the greatest need. There is significant need in Africa and the Middle East, and it was getting in the way of us being able to do that. I'm very pleased to be able to say today that we're getting rid of it.
Manawatu Refugee Voice President Tamam Tamim had lived in Palestine and Syria before coming to New Zealand. He says having more people from the Middle East in New Zealand will help other refugees settle.
If I came to Palmerston North and I have someone from my community who is from Syria or Palestine, he can speak my language. When we came here, our English is not perfect, we just learn. Do you think our life will be easier? Absolutely, it will be easier.
But the National Party's immigration spokesperson, Stuart Smith, says the opposition doesn't support the move and backed the old one.
We were focusing on our region with refugees, and I think that was the right thing to do. But, you know, they're the government, they have the right to make those decisions.
But Green Party MP, Golriz Ghahraman, who came to the country as a refugee from Iran, says the change is needed to remove what is basically a Donald Trump Muslim ban. She says the next step for the Greens will be to reform the family reunification policy by increasing the overall refugee quota and widening the definition of what counts as family.
Well, we know it makes a huge change for refugees in terms of their mental health and their ability to integrate here, to have a family member as well.
Immigration Minister Iain Lees-Galloway couldn't confirm those changes today, but says he will speak about the proposal soon. For Checkpoint, Charlie Dreaver, DNA.